fishy folks, and welcome back to Michael's Fish Room. Today, let's talk about the easy way to breed guppies. Grab yourself a healthy snack and a beverage, or a hot cocoa and a treat, I don't care. Stand by. Welcome back to the channel, fishy folks, and let me tell you a story. I was checking out Facebook earlier in the week, actually last week on Monday, and I came across Wild Fish Tank's page, and I saw these shirts he had. Now, I've never met him. I know he's a nice guy. We've spoken before virtually. He didn't know I was going to order this shirt or do a video and sort of talk about it, but this shirt is pretty funny. 2 to 100 real quick. I mean, it's true, and it inspired me to make today's video. We're going to talk about the easy way to breed guppies. In fact, so easy a child can do it. And the reason why I'm saying that is because for Christmas this year, I'm sure thousands of kids in the United States, around the world, are going to get fish tanks. And they're going to want sharks, and they're going to want piranha, and they're going to want big fish, and little fish, and mean fish, and glowfish, and that's all fine. However, what really gets kids interested in the hobby is breeding. When they say little tiny babies, they really get excited. I still get excited when I see babies. Now, of course, to me, the babies are dollar signs, but that's a whole nother story. Anyway, check out Wild Fish Tank's Facebook page. I'll put a link down below. Buy some shirts. He sells fish as well, so check him out. Let's talk about what you need to breed guppies. Don't worry, guys. I'm fine. You need a few things. First, you need a tank. Anything, I would say 10-gallon or bigger. You could certainly do it smaller. We know we want the biggest tank we can afford, both with money and in space, because the bigger the tank, the easier it is to maintain. Any filtration will do. Of course, a sponge filter is better, or best, I should say, for breeding. However, if you already have a hang in the back or an internal filter, you may have to figure out how to stop fry from getting sucked in, but that's a whole nother video and story. Then, of course, you need, the fish. And here's where it gets a little tricky. I believe the story goes, most people go to the big box store, they grab a tank kit, they ask the person, if my son wants X, Y, and Z fish, is that okay? And that person almost always says yes. They come home, disaster, the fish die, they're not compatible, whatever. So, parents, here's where you want to do your research. You want to check and see what is best together on your own. Do your own research. Now, if you're watching this video and you're planning on getting a tank for your kid for the holiday, more than likely you have some experience in the hobby. So you know that buying fish from a big box store, even some local fish stores, can be risky. There's disease, there's poor quality fish, there's sterile fish. I mean, there's all kinds of issues you can have. I suggest doing your research, especially if you're looking for guppies, to buy from a reputable online seller or retailer, mom and pop shop, that has good reviews. Certainly, if you are part of a local fish club, that's even better, because then if you buy fish from a local breeder, more than likely your water is similar and it'll be easier to acclimatize the fish, and hopefully they'll be more healthy. Couple other things in the tank you need. A heater is not required, but it is preferred because most people don't keep their houses warm enough to really help support reproduction. Now, guppies will breed in 70-degree water, no problem. It might take longer, they might not have as many babies, and they might not grow as fast, but it's possible. So if you have a kit or you already have a tank, you probably have a heater and you're good. And of course, you need a hiding spot. I recommend Java moss or guppy grass. Sometimes that's expensive, hard to find. You could use fake plants. You could use fake floating plants. You could use Easter grass. You know that plastic stuff at Easter that they put in the basket? You could use that. I don't recommend it, but you could use it. And of course, you need some good quality food. And here's where things get a little tricky. Will guppies breed on, bug bites? Sure, they will. Is that the best food for your fish? I'm not picking on bug bites. Could be Hikari, could be Tetra. Yeah, of course they will. Are there better choices? Yeah, but in this case, you just want a variety of the highest quality food you can afford. So, you know, if you're going to go to your local fish store, try to get one of the premium brands and maybe one of the higher quality flake foods like Ocean Nutrition. Of course, I recommend Dr. Basilier's as the best commercially available food, but that's me in a breeding for profit situation. Might be a little spendy for some people that are just doing a quick home project. And that's all you need. The tank, a filter, some place for the fish to hide, and the fish, and some good food. That's it. Now let's talk about the stock. If you're not looking to breed for profit, I would strongly suggest starting with mutt guppies, sometimes listed as fancy guppies in fish stores. Simply because they're going to be less expensive than a pure strain, and if you're not looking to sell them, you're just looking for the project of breeding, you're going to get some really unique and beautiful colors and markings and tail shapes as well. And that would be really interesting to kids. You know, different colors, especially bright colors, are going to excite them and make them want to make more babies. So what do? How do you breed guppies the easy way? Well, it's pretty simple. Guppies are one of the easiest fish to breed, especially if you're not breeding a specific strain where you can colony breed without any culling at all. Now, if you're new to this, you might not know what culling is. Culling is removing a fish from a breeding situation that doesn't meet whatever standard you're looking for. So as an example, if you're breeding black Moscow guppies and you get some fry that aren't 100% black, I would pull those out. What you do with them is a whole nother story. I put them in my mutt tank, or if they're deformed, Taco gets a snack, a tasty and delicious treat. But in your case, as long as they're not deformed and from genetics, I should say, deformed from genetics, just keep them. That's it. So you put a male guppy, a female guppy, shut the lights off. That female guppy the next morning is more than likely pregnant. That's it. That's all you do. If you want the babies to survive, you can certainly remove the babies. You can certainly use a breeder box. I don't recommend them in the traditional way. But if you have plenty of hiding spots, after the guppy gets pregnant, approximately 26 to 30 days later, you will have guppy fry. And feeding guppy fry is quite easy. I've done a few videos on fry food, but you just take whatever food you have and crush it as fine as you can. That's it. That's all the guppies need. Will they do better on baby brine shrimp or cyclops or some other live food? Yeah, of course. But guppies, live bearers in general, guppies especially, are big enough that when they're born, they can usually eat whatever food you have in the tank. They'll also eat biofilm and other things in the tank that's already there that you don't even know about, especially if it's an established tank. So that's it. Breeding guppies is easy. Let me give you a quick summary. You need a tank with water, obviously. You need filtration. You don't need a heater, but it is preferred. You need a hiding places for the guppies, floating plants, fake plants, real plants, I don't care. And you need good quality stock to start with. I don't recommend going to a big box store to buy guppies. Very rarely have I ever seen healthy guppies in a big box store. In fact, most local fish stores don't also have healthy guppies that I would buy to breed. I have seen them, but it's rare. So check out an online seller. Of course, you can check out michaelsfishroom.com, but there are plenty of others. And that's it. Put the guppies in, feed them once or twice a day, keep the water, parameters in check. Pristine is not necessary. 40 parts per million nitrate, no problem. In fact, it will make the babies hardier. How do I know? 60 breeding for profit tanks. That's it. Put the mommy and daddy in there. If you can get a trio, that's even better. And shut the lights off. Play some Barry White if necessary. 28 days later, boom, babies. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Quick little easy breeding guppy video. And check out the website, michaelsfishroom.com. Check out Wild Fish Tanks. Also, he sells fish and some pretty cool shirts. There was a few that I wanted, so check it out. Have a great day, everyone. That's all you need. Now, if you buy a pair of guppies from a breeder or, you know, from your big box store, you're going to want to definitely make sure they're actually a pair, not a male and female, unless you're just looking for muck guppies. Oh, God. Hiya, fishy folks, and welcome back to Michael's Fishing. Grab yourself a hot cocoa and a breakfast treat because it's early. No, it's not early where you are. You could watch this another time, idiot.